Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Altcoin Mentors YouTube channel. This is Peter, and I'll be doing our daily major cryptocurrency update and our recent recommendations, how they've gone, and our recent trades. So start with Bitcoin and our long-term trend. This is pretty much the same story over the last month or so. The long-term trend is still negative. Until it breaks above 9,400 and stays in a range, then it might be a neutral for a while, and until it breaks above 13,000, the long-term trend is going to still be a little bit mucky. So our medium-term trend, though, has changed to neutral. We use a wave indicator. Our wave indicator says that since it's been bouncing off of the 7,600 range, for a while, that medium trend is neutral. So in this portion, because the long-term trend is negative, on the medium-term swing trades, we're only going to be taking short signals or sell signals. But on the short-term trade, right, that's a little bit different. So on our intraday trades, our short-term trend is a positive. So we've been taking long signals and short signals because we've been in a very sideways market. But what we've done, though, in the last few days is that we've set hard targets for ourselves. Because it's been in such a choppy zone, that's really the only way to make money. Because you can't expect things to run up for a long period of time. Because no one is that good that they get in exactly at the low and they can sell exactly at the high. What you have to do is you have to wait for the curl. You wait for a little, curve, and then you go long, and then you sell, right, on the curve back. So the only way to make a little bit more extra money is to try to anticipate the curl on the way down. So if you're gonna, because you have to wait for it to curl up to go to the upside, right? But if you have a hard target to the upside, then you can get out a little bit faster. That's what we've been doing. Because here the yellow is our channel zone, the orange is our resistance zone. So what we've done is we've set our profit targets at the high end of our resistance zone. So as long as we can get in a little bit early on the curl up, and if it runs just a little bit, we can make a little bit of money. We're not talking a lot of money, right? We're just talking about $200-300, right? Or basically about 3 to 4% on a short-term trade. So let's talk about Ether. Ether is the same. Ether changed to a negative on our long-term wave indicator last week. And it's proven to be right. It's kind of been stuck, going sideways, just like everything else. Our medium-term trend is still negative. It's been having a hard time breaking above and staying above the 50 EMA, which is this little red line here. But same thing for our short-term trades, though. But unlike Bitcoin or Litecoin, we haven't been able to make a lot of money. Even like 2 or 3% has been hard to do on Ether. So at this time, what we've done is, for me personally, this past day, I just stopped trading Ether because it just cannot get to the top of this little resistance zone where I can make any type of money. So it breaks in, so it's now kind of in like a no man's land, it's in purgatory. It's actually in a sideways action in between the sideways action zone and our resistance zone. So what I was looking for was for it to go up to this level between 890 and maybe 900, so we can make a decent little bit amount of money, maybe like 4%, 5%. But it's been really hard to do. So unless you take quick profits, right, on these trades, it's hard to make 2-3%. So let's look at Litecoin. So Litecoin, the downward, the long-term trend is still negative. On our medium-term trend, though, it's in neutral mode, right? And it's going a little bit higher. So if it breaks above the 200 EMA, and it's the only one that's getting closer because it has been making higher highs and higher lows. If it does do that, then our short-term trades should start working out better. Because in our short-term trades, we've basically been doing the same thing. Because it was in such this choppy action, last week I made the call on Litecoin, right, before this action started happening, right? This was our long signal on Litecoin last week. There was a little bit of a ruckus because people thought that Litecoin was going to go down, and maybe it is. But for now, it's staying about the same level. It went a little bit higher. I told you that you can't expect it to run. right? But you can make a decent amount of money. So in this trade, a profit of about 10% has been pretty good. It's not like 50%, 100%, but it's better than 2 or 3% on Litecoin and Bitcoin. That's what we've been doing here. We've been trying to take small little profits. So if we can make about 4%, 5%, 6% on these trades, we're gladly taking them. Because as it enters this little green profit zone, we've been taking profits. It goes in, it goes back out, it goes in, and it's been struggling. So until it makes this higher high over here, right? The low is pretty much the same in the channel zone, but until it breaks out over here, then it's gonna have harder time going up. So that's really how to make money in a sideways action, just like in the video that I showed you yesterday, is that we need to set hard targets. If we don't, then it gets to be harder and harder to make money, because then a small little gain, if you're not happy with them, can turn into a break even, or worse, a loser, right? So by looking at the charts in a very you have to look at it in a different point of view. By looking at it in a short-term point of view, like I had pointed out yesterday, is that the shorter you look, the understanding is that you can't try to make, 50, 100% in a day, right? Those days are over. They might come back again, but for now, those days are a little bit harder. So depending on each coin that you're trading, right, your profit zones in a daily swing trade is going to be anywhere from about 2% from Ether to about 4 to 5% for Bitcoin, and 7 to 10% on Litecoin. So once you understand the ranges, then you can give yourself better exits. That's really the art of trading, the exit. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please write them down below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you, and have a good night.